Do you know why Pearl is available? Because even though she says the right things that men resonate with, she's masculine as hell. Men like feminine women. Pearl is an advocate for what men want, but she's not what men want.
At this stage in 2024, you're still trying to do things to please men. You're still trying to do things to support them, to support their bad character. You're still trying to get validation from men in 2024. You're just wasting your time. If you don't know Pearl, I always say in this channel that Pearl, to me, Pearl is the president. She's the president of Pick Me community or whatever. She's a pick me in capital letter. So I want you to go and, sometimes watching her video pisses me off. So that's why I don't bring, I've never brought a video here before because I get very annoyed when I watch her video. So I cannot bring her video unless maybe I see another one I can. For now, I can't bring her video. Anyways, you can go check her out if you really want to know who Pearl was. Because the other time I talked about her in one of the video, and someone was like, I don't know who is Pearl. You can just go check her out. She's just write Pearl. Pearl pick me. Pearl pick me. You see, everything you need to know about her is there. So what she does is, to me, what she does is seek men validation. The things that are clearly that you can see with your two naked eyes, Pearl will support men. So that is that. And this particular guy, I think he made a video talking about women, and somebody puts in the comment section like, okay, so why is Pearl not picked? Pearl is available. Why are you people not picking Pearl? Because we've talked about it, the pick-me's are not always getting picked. So we had to ask the Dusties, like, why are you people not picking the pick-me's that you like? Why are you looking for the ones that have higher standards? And his response was like, let me read the clip for you also, so you can hear his response and see how it is when you think that supporting men is the way of life. They will shame you. Let me roll the clip for you to watch at the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Do you know why Pearl is available? Because even though she says the right things that men resonate with, she's masculine as hell. Men like feminine women. Pearl is an advocate for what men want, but she's not what men want. Feminine women do not go online and sit on podcasts and argue with men all day long. That is not what men want. Ideally, men would have someone that's very laid back, chill, feminine, helps out where she can around the house and, isn't like a pain in the ass. And I know you guys are going to be like, well, just hire a maid. Are you guys really saying that a woman's love can be replaced by a maid? Partnership in the home is desirable, where both people help out around the house. I've been kind of messing around a little bit on here with some of my satire and stuff, but real talk, I believe both people should do both things around the home. Fully. Like, there's no reason not to. I can joke and say, yeah, I'll cook, you do the dishes, but even then, that's 50-50, no? I mean, you could argue cooking's more effort. I'll forget, I was raised by a single mother. I was doing everything around the house. She taught me how to cook, how to clean, how to do dishes, how to do laundry. I'm just saying, I do all that stuff now for myself, no problem. But ideally, in a partnership, I would have help with those things. I'm not just going to take care of someone fully. I'm not going to pay for everything and take care of everything around the home. But back to Pearl. She definitely understands what men want, but she's just masculine as hell. She really, and everything that she does, she's very masculine. She will probably find someone that's great for her, but you guys are like, why not pick her? Because we couldn't marry someone that's like that and argumentative and fighting.
Hey beautiful people, I yours in today. It's your favorite girl again, Maria David, and I'm back again with another interesting video. Did you hear? She understands what men want. Totally. She knows what they want. She's the perfect girl. But she's not going to get picked because she's so masculine. I have interesting reactions to share with you all in this video. For those everybody you thought about it in the comment section, let's watch women reaction on this video. Then I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Pearl is an advocate for what men want, but she's not what men want.
And what was that? That was the point being proven when we constantly say worry about yourself and stop caring about what these misogynistic men are saying. Because at the end of the day, the pick-me's are never going to get picked. Why do you think they're always caping hard on the internet? The men are telling you everything that you need to hear. They're saying the quiet part out loud. It doesn't matter if you share their values. It doesn't matter if you parrot their ridiculous talking points. They don't want you. It's all about control. They want the women that don't like the same things that they do. They want to control women and put them in their place. When they see a woman that's a feminist who doesn't care, that lives her life freely, it upsets them because they can't control those women. They know they can control pick-me's, and that's why they don't want them, all right? They're saying that you're masculine. They're saying that you're not feminine. They're saying that you're wrong for getting on a podcast and saying the things that they say themselves. So what's the point of being a pick-me? All right? You open it up, Pearl's right there in the dictionary. It's her picture. She is a prime example of it, and they will never pick her. And she looks like a fool.
For what men want, but she's not what men want. Feminine women do not go online and...
So I've seen this guy and Pearl and the whole cavalcade of folks on my FYP at various points. And I tend to scroll past them after a while because it's not new. I've seen every note of this before, right? I am an internet dinosaur. But here's the kicker. Even if we take it off the internet, even if we roll back that beautiful game footage to Phyllis Schlafly or Rebecca Latimer Felton or whoever, right? What you're going to find over and over again is that the patriarchy spends its tokens, right? And we tend to talk about tokens in terms of people of color. But the white women who decide to become handmaids of the patriarchy, they get spent too. They get discarded as soon as they are no longer useful. And here's the kicker. The very men that they claim to be advocating for don't even believe the things that they've said. They just wanted to see how far she'd go. But really, deep down, they're going to go right ahead, as this guy is doing, and pivot to what is most advantageous for them, what will protect their career and their future. But she set hers on fire. And for what? He doesn't want her. They don't want her. Being a token never serves you. Let that shit go.
Do you know why Pearl is available? Because even though she says the right things that men resonate with, she's masculine. Feminine women do not go online and sit on podcasts and argue with men all day long. Why not pick her? Because we couldn't marry someone that's like that and argumentative and fighting.
Imagine being the biggest female voice of the Red Pill movement. You say things like women shouldn't be allowed to divorce their husbands, that men should demand a DNA test at the delivery of their children. You say things like women shouldn't be allowed to vote. You say things like you shouldn't believe all assault victims. You do everything that you can to throw women under the bus for the sake of looking good in front of men, and those men go online and say stuff like this. My theory on why pick-me women rarely get picked is because they don't present themselves to be much of a challenge. A man likes to feel like he's changing a woman's mind, like he's talked her into something. And if the woman's already coming in saying, I'm submissive to you, you're better than me and all that, it's not as much fun. They'd rather take a woman who is independent and try to make that woman submissive. They'd rather take a woman who is clearly materialistic and make that woman split bills with them. But they need somebody like her so they can be able to say, no, it's not just us. Look at this woman right here. She agrees with us. I heard somebody say once that men want a woman they can subjugate, but Pearl subjugates herself. And that's the truest thing I've ever heard.
Pearl is an advocate for what men want, but she's not what men want.
You hear that, Pygmishas? Even if you advocate for what men want and do exactly what they tell you to, they're still not gonna pick you. This is wild, because if you were to go into the dictionary right now and look up Pygmisha, Pearl's image would be right there next to the definition. Yet they still saying they wouldn't even pick her. The head Pygmisha. If this is not proof that you should just focus on yourself and do what makes you happy and decenter men, then I don't know what is. How many other ways can we explain this to y'all?
Even though she says the right things that men resonate with, she's masculine as hell.
You know, Kevin Samuels, when he was alive, people would call on a show, he would rag on men and he would rag on women when they deserved it. But the thing that he would always say that men wanted out of women was to be kind, compassionate, cooperative was a big one, and nurturing, someone who's going to make a good home for them and be a good mother to their children. Now, Pearl herself does not give off that she has any of those particular qualities at all. And from the content that I've seen of her, she doesn't really stress those things. Like, she had a conversation with Michael Knowles about marriage, and he laid out a list of ways that men could be better for themselves and society and so on, and what should they do. And then when it came for her to explain how women could be better marriage material, the first thing she said was, I told you, hit the treadmill. And I get that she's like, you know, engagement farming, and people should lose weight, you know, you want your spouse to be attractive and stuff, but everything to her in that conversation was, women are terrible, women are whores, women are fat. And she didn't talk a lot about the moral stuff. And she does say a lot of things that men like, but I think the sort of men, many of the men who listen to her and like her content are people who like to hear some kind of victim culture. So they'll blame women and hate women. The other day, Pearl said that women were responsible for all the evil in the world, basically. And she mentioned abortion and other things like that. Didn't mention Alan Guttmacher and the founders of NARAL and a bunch of other, you know, stuff and the roles that men have played in such things. But we could mention John Money and a bunch of creepy dudes doing a bunch of creepy stuff. But, you know, she engagement farms and gives something to men who want someone to blame. So I would encourage folks to not if people are telling you too much of what you want to hear, you need to be a bit cautious. Yeah. Same thing for women who listen to these male feminists like, you know, Modern Warrior, who didn't turn out to be such a great dude. You have to be careful about these folks who feed you too much of the meat you want to consume and don't offer you some constructive criticism that challenges you to do better and be better.
Do you know why Pearl is available? Because even though she says the right things that men resonate.
I'll never forget when I saw her, Pearl, talking about how, like, yeah, like, they should leave marriage to people who believe in marriage because it's something, you know, can't remember what word she used, and how, you know, it's meant between a man and a woman, husband and wife, and how, you know, that's how marriage should be. And then a British reporter said to her, well, that means you aren't allowed to marry or whatever because you're not a virgin. And Pearl just gave this awkward laugh, like, ha, ha, ha. So yeah, because you're, you know, you're disqualified, like, you're not a virgin. You shouldn't be allowed to marry. Like, you should be disqualified. And that kind of just shut her up. And again, it just proves how, like, she does it without realizing, like, what other people are listening to.
Yeah.
And what other people are hearing. All I notice about her is that she goes off on like rants the way the red pill guys do, and she agrees with everything that they say. But at the same time, like, the reason why they don't want her is because she literally sounds like a homeboy. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't sound like someone that you, like, if you close your eyes and her voice would be a little bit deeper, you would think she's a dude. And also her aesthetic and her look, like, she's not a pretty girl. She's not attractive. She's conventionally unattractive to the red pill community. She's not feminine. She doesn't really, like, put herself out there gracefully. Like, if I were to nitpick, right? Like, if I were to be a 1950s woman, she's not classy. She's not refined. She doesn't have any etiquette when it comes to speaking. She doesn't look the part, first of all. Let me see what else is wrong with her. She sounds like a boy. She sounds like you know, the red pill community guys. So they remind her too much of a homie to stay with her and to date her and to pick her, and she kind of forgets that, you know, there's ways around it. And I guess she found the most aggressive way and the most direct way, and that's what's been backfiring for her. And the worst part is that, like, she's also losing a lot of friendship possibilities with women. Like, I feel if she didn't have this way of thinking and this mindset, she would actually have really good friendships.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be single, and she wouldn't be spending the rest of her free time online doing what she does, because she would actually have a life to tend to. You get what I mean, Jelly Bean? That's why they don't pick her. She has too much time, just like the guys with the red pill, you know, fucking around, telling women to get abortions, you know, and Pearl is kind of, you know, like the homely, so that's why. So, yeah, it's literally that superficial, that straightforward. I mean, there's more to it, right? I'm pretty sure, but I'm not there, I'm not present, so that's pretty much what I pick up. Pearl's also very forgettable. Do you guys notice that? Like, if she doesn't make some sort of, like, controversial, like, take on something, we forget she exists, so there's also that to add to the list.
Do you know why Pearl is available? Because even though she says the right things that men resonate...
He's gonna say because she's masculine, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Why is he a toddler? I keep seeing this fella on my For You page. Why? He has toddler eyes and toddler voice and toddler hair. Does anybody see? He looks like I kind of want to make him a snack plate so he'll calm down and stop being mean to his friends. Like, I want to cut up little pieces of cheese and be like, here you go, baby. Do you need some apple juice? You need to give your friend a hug and tell her you're sorry. Okay? Because we're having big emotions. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? I don't often see men like this, but he's 3. Does he have a condition? I don't want to be rude.
Oh, why Pearl is available? Because even though she says the right things that men resonate with...
So y'all asked for more content about why pick-me's like Pearl and red pillars will never have the traditional relationship that they claim that they want. I want to disclaim that this is for educational purposes only. If you are in a relationship that you deem traditional and, like, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. This is specifically talking about pick-me's like Pearl and red pill rhetoric. I chose this part specifically because, I mean, obviously, if you watch my last video, I believe that it's fundamentally, like, incorrect. Like, most men do not resonate with Pearl's talking points. Pearl's talking points are specifically online red pill content. So what I'm going to talk about specifically is why red pill rhetoric is the antithesis of an actual functioning traditional relationship. In this video, this guy says, oh, well, people don't want Pearl because she's masculine and she speaks masculine, blah, blah, blah. No, men like different kinds of women. There are men that enjoy women who are strong and, like, I wouldn't say like masculine, but like it's not Pearl's demeanor or even her looks that are why she's not getting picked. If you want to talk about Pearl or listen about Pearl, go watch my other video. This is going to be specifically why the rhetoric of red pill ideology will not produce a traditional relationship. So as I explained in my last video, generational traditional relationships, which is what red pillars claim that they want, don't just follow some random, like, online thing. There is a system that it upholds and that it works within. The most glaring problem with red pill rhetoric and why any relationship based on the fundamental principles that red pillars acclaim is that a fundamental part of red pill rhetoric is putting women down. Generational traditional relationships are only successful when the wife has women friends. I'm going to repeat that. These relationships only work when women have women friends. And maybe you can argue like, oh, well, you know, I expect my wife to have friends. Why wouldn't she? And that brings me to my second point. Just because you believe that you're communicating something doesn't mean that you are. In psychology, we have what's called construct validity. So construct validity is the extent to which your test or measure accurately assesses what it's supposed to. So in this context, the construct that we are measuring is traditional values. And everything that they're doing is essentially a test to measure how much a woman adheres to these traditional values. So in psychology, before you can start administering a test, it has to prove that it actually measures what it says it's going to measure. And red pill rhetoric does not accurately assess traditional values. All it assesses is whether or not you are willing to elevate men and bash women. Red pill rhetoric men think when they say things like, men don't like masculine women, that they're calling to a demographic of women who agrees that women should be feminine. What they think that they are testing for is how much a woman values femininity. They believe that they are announcing that they want a feminine woman, and so they believe that it will call to women who value femininity in traditional relationships. What they are actually measuring is how willing this woman is to participate in woman bashing. Women who uphold these traditional values that they say that they believe in understand that they cannot do it without other women. Women in successful traditional relationships understand the importance of having a community of women and having women around to be friends with and support them. It is impossible for a woman to be laid back. Don't take everything so seriously. It's impossible for her to do that if she does not have a gaggle of other women that she can participate in life with. So when red pillars bash women, they're not testing or assessing how much a woman values traditional values. They are testing for how willing a woman is to bash other women to gain this man's approval or to gain a man's approval. Any woman who ascribes to red pill rhetoric is a pick-me. End of story. And if you find a woman who agrees with red pill content, she will be a pick-me, and your marriage will be that of a pick-me. Red pill men don't pick the pick-me's because they want a truly traditional woman. But a truly traditional woman recognizes that other women are vital to the survival of not only her marriage, but also her entire life and happiness. Women who do not have other women in their lives will inevitably rely completely and solely on their husband for emotional fulfillment, and red pill men don't want that. They want a woman that is subservient to them without the responsibility of their emotions and all of that. Every niche demographic of dating has ways that they flag to each other that they're part of each other's community. Bashing women is not a flag that traditional women are looking for. Who is looking for bashing women is the pick-me. Red pill rhetoric is only good at attracting pick-me's and other red pill men. So if you're on the down low and you want to sleep with other men who hate women, perfect. Keep doing what you're doing, because those other sexist DL men are gonna find you. Y'all will find each other and y'all might have a happy little DL relationship, but it's not going to get you a generational traditional wife. Like, you're just not gonna have that. And even if you got a woman who is willing to participate in those, the checklists of a traditional woman, it's not going to be sustainable, because if she is willing to participate in woman bashing with you, she is not going to be able to create the community that she needs in order to continue keeping your marriage that way. So.
All right. If you're still here, kindly put your thoughts and your comments and your suggestion and your opinion down in the comment section respectfully. So they've said it, why they will never pick the president of the pygmies or other pygmies, especially Pearl, because she's so masculine, even though she understands men totally, even though she supports men totally. They don't want her. They want the ones that do not support them, the ones that are feminine, according to them. So I feel like this is just like, stop doing things for men's validation. Just be you, be yourself, focus on yourself, the center men, just do you. Because if you're trying to do things to please men, let me do this so that I can get men to, support me, they will like me. They don't want you. It's the ones that are not in support of what they are doing. Those are the ones that they run after. They want to go and meet the ones that they will walk towards, the woman that they will try to okay, let me try to mold her, or let me try to see if I can change her mind to some things so that she would, those are the kind of women they want, not the ones that are ready to do what they want. They want to walk. They want to test their abilities. They want to, oh my God. Anyways, if you don't know Pearl at this stage, as I said earlier, you can go Google her. Make sure you put "pick me" beside the Pearl so that you can get the real Pearl. Okay, you'll see her. She has a lot of videos, especially on TikTok, YouTube. She's everywhere. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. And thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified once I upload another interesting video like this one. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.